Hey there, this is Prentice, and in this video, actually in the next series of videos, what we're going to do is cover a technique called the Getup. Now, why do I like the Getup? First of all, it teaches you, it takes your body through a bunch of different movement patterns, from rolling to pressing to doing some leg work, some squat patterns, and you get to work on a little bit of agility while you're doing it. So it's very important. Now, I'm showing this understanding that not everybody has the adequate flexibility and strength to go through a full Getup. So what we want to do in the next series of videos is kind of break down each position, give you some drills that you can practice on. So before long, you're doing your first full Getup. So first of all, let me show you what that looks like, and then we'll break this down. So we're going to get on the side here, roll the belt up, press, come up to the elbow, get in a half kneeling position, stomp the ground, and stand straight up. Now we're going to try to go back down the way we came. Sweep the leg through, sit down, come back down to the elbow, roll back down, lower the belt gently, and lay the bell down safely. So, and to switch sides, what you're going to do is either swing your body around and go to the other side, or kind of halo the bell around your head. Just for the sake of safety, we want to avoid bringing your kettlebell, especially things that are relatively heavy, directly over your chest. So let's break down the first movement, just rolling up to the elbow. We want to start there, especially if this is something new. Want to make sure that you have the flexibility and your shoulder kind of knows what it's doing in space. You'll know in our last video, what I did was I covered the armbar. So we're going to do that again. Very much like we started the Getup, we're going to roll and press the bell up. Now if you can see me in the video here, what I'm going to do is bring my legs together, bring my free arm up over my head, and push myself on to the side. Now, what you may see here is that my legs are split. The leg that ends up on top is straight. Now, what I'm going to do is just rotate the shoulder in and out, just feeling what it's like to get that shoulder to roll out. And keep the elbow straight. Now, you may notice if this is your first time doing that, your shoulder's saying, what in the heck am I doing in this position here? That's okay. It's going to move around. It's going to be shaky. But the more you practice this position, the more your joints, the joint's going to give you information, give that brain information of where you are in space and what it needs to do to keep that joint stable. And then eventually that shakiness will calm down. Now from this position, what you're going to do is roll your hip into the floor. You can see how I'm kind of doing a little twist. Going to do that for 3 to 5 repetitions. And as you get a little more mobility on this top side, what you're going to do at the bottom side is gradually bring that arm behind your head so that you're practicing in this position, getting your arm above your head or getting your hand to stack up over your body, which is important when you're pressing something over your head. So let me show this properly. To come out of the position, I'm going to cross my top leg behind the bottom one, catch myself with my foot, and roll. Park the belt safely. So that's the first movement that you can do. It'll help you open the chest up. It'll teach you the bottom position of the get-up. The arm bar will teach you how to get that arm safely over your head. The next movement we're going to do is we're going to work on the rolling pattern. Because if you noticed, getting from the back to the elbow requires you to roll. Not everybody has that sensitivity. So to do this, we're going to do something called an upper body roll. Start, you're going to lay down on your back. Now imagine that from your waist down, it's numb. You sat on your rear end too long, both of your legs are numb, you can't feel them, it's going to take some time for them to wake up. That's okay. Now what you're going to do is, I want to roll from my back over to my front side using my upper body only. So I'm going to take my arm here and reach, lift the head up, and as I'm rotating, I'm going to try to look into my armpit, and I'm reaching. Imagine that you're grabbing for something, and pull yourself over. And you notice how my legs just kind of flop around. Let me do that again. Reach, reach, and flop over. Now to go back, I'm going to reach with my arm again. What you want to avoid in this position is really tightening those legs up and using momentum. That's not the effect that we're trying to get. We just want to use our upper body, reach, and roll over. Okay, finally, we've done the arm bar, we've done the roll. The next thing we want to do is the single leg deadlift. So to do this, I'm going to take a light bell, place it down on the floor, on the inside of my foot, and I'm going to take my free leg and stick it straight back. I'm going to flex the foot, stick that leg straight back, nice straight spine. We don't want to be we don't want to have a rounded back here. Nice straight spine. We're going to lift up. I'm looking with my eyes at a spot about 10 feet in front of me. When I stand up, I'm looking at something eye level. Let me turn and face you. Bending at the hip. So not dropping the shoulders, bending at the hip. And why is this important? So that movement we did there is this movement here. I'm working on extending or using that glute to drive me over to the elbow here. Using the glute to drive me over to the elbow. Finally, the last tool that you'll need is your shoe. what I want to do is in the beginning, I want you to feel safe when you're practicing. So we don't need to practice with a kettlebell yet. That'll come later. I want you to feel confident with the position and make sure that you're doing it and not compensating or anything. So we'll use a shoe to accomplish that. So to do that, we're going to get on our backs here like we're starting the get up. You're going to make a fist. Keep the elbow straight. Okay? Now, using the foot on the side of the shoe, you're going to drive yourself over to your elbow. Now this arm on the shoe side stays straight, stays vertical relative to the ground. We're going to come back down. Notice here, I'm doing more of a rotation. I'm pushing myself onto the side. A common mistake is that you try to sit up, you disconnect your feet from the floor. That's not what we're looking for. It's going to go bad, especially when you try to do this with a weight over your head. I'm driving myself from my foot over here to this elbow. I'm keeping my working arm vertical. When you're breathing, give yourself exhale on your way up. Inhale on the way down. On this bottom shoulder, what I want you to do is make sure that you're not hanging on it, that you're not impinging this shoulder. Make yourself nice and strong, push through your elbow, sit up nice and tall. And roll down. So that's the first part of the get up. We're rolling into the half get up position. Go through the armbar. Make sure that you're practicing the single leg deadlift pattern to work on giving your hip a little mobility, work on your strength in that position, and practice the first half of this movement with a shoe. And when you're ready to do that, or that shoe doesn't fall on you a lot, then you can go ahead and take a light weight. I think I have a 20-pound bell here, so anything from 10 pounds up to 18 pounds to get started, and then we'll continue in the next video. Please leave your comments below. You can go ahead and leave a comment below the video, and please go onto the Facebook Functional Fitness Over 40 Facebook page. Leave your comments there, check in, and say hi. And also, as we go forward, you can leave comments on the Facebook page about videos that you'd like to see. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this, trained safe, and in the next video, we'll work on another part of this movement. See you next time.